Thank you very much for joining me today here at Friendship Shaving. I've been loaned the Fatip Testina Gentile. I shaved with it the other day, and despite the name, I thought it was not a particularly mild razor, certainly not a DE89. So I thought I would shave with that today and compare it with the Fatip Grande, and I've got both on the windowsill there ready to use. The brush is the Red Queen from DS Cosmetics with the faux horsehair knot from Yaki, and the soap I'm going to be using today is a Wickham soap. It is my Club Cola. It is a lovely scented soap. I'll tell you more about that as we go along. And the razor blade, I'm using a brand new blade in each razor, and it is one of these. I got carried away a little bit tidying up before my shave and I crumpled up the packet, but it is a Gillette 7 o'clock Super Platinum, and there's one of those in each razor. Now, I've used a pre-shave today. I'll tell you why in a moment, but I've used my Proraso white pre-shave, and I've just had that on my face for a few minutes, just put that on before I started talking to you. So I hope you're well today. I'll just add a drop more water to my skin and we can start this shave. I was very pleased to have the opportunity to try the Testina Gentile from Fatip. The name stands for gentle head, and as I said, it didn't feel particularly mild, but in comparison to other Fatip razors it may well be, so I thought I would put that to the test today. Now, the soap I'm using, if you've used a Wickham soap, is an excellent vegetal soap. This scent is particularly lovely, the Club Cola. You can see I've got a really nice creamy lather. It's very, very easy to lather up. It takes a drop of water. The scent is stunning. The scent is bergamot and neroli, and it sits on a base of caramel and vanilla. And it does smell like a cola, and it's one of those soaps where you think, I don't know if I'd want to smell like a cola, but when you lather it up and you get it on, it is fantastic. Such a lovely scent. And this comes in at $14.99 for 140 grams. It's a British soap, and 140 grams is just a touch under 5 ounces, 4.93 ounces. But a beautiful soap. I've had mine quite a long time now. I have tried a couple of new Wickham's soaps over the last year or so, and they didn't agree with me for some reason. I've tried all of their old, well, let me just rephrase that. I had a box of samples from my sister a good few years ago now. It had just about everything they did, and they were all fantastic. But the two I've tried lately, one was their version of Sauvage, that was a limited edition soap, burned me, and the other one was their green Irish tweed, and that burned me a little bit as well. So whether my skin has changed or whether there's different scent ingredients, I don't know, but so far not a problem with this old soap. So we're going to start with these two razors. I'm going to use one on the right side, one on the left side. You can see that they are practically identical in shape and size and weight. The difference is the Fatip Grande has the open comb and the Testina Gentile has the closed comb. So very nice looking razor, an inexpensive razor too. So we'll start with the Testina Gentile on the right hand side of the face. And the comments for this razor from the Fatip website is that it's suitable for daily use and sensitive skins and suitable for a novice. Now, I found the other day that it was very smooth going with the grain. And not quite so smooth going against the grain. Now it does say on the Fatip website that being a mild razor, you may have to go over a certain spot a few times to get that BBS shave you're looking for. Well, I didn't need to the other day, so today I'm trying to use it with as little pressure as possible. It was the first time I'd used it the other day, so that obviously is a factor. Excuse me a moment. There we are now. I've hit the sweet spot there, just riding back on the cap slightly, and I just fell into that little sweet spot. And I should tell you on both razors that the blade fitted in very, very well indeed. The finish on both razors is not perfect. Bear in mind, both of these razors are not new, but there are slight little flea bites in the handle. That's about it. But they are not an expensive razor. I was looking online today and at Maguire's in Newcastle, they were selling these for $19.99. Usually between 20 and 25 British pounds, depending on where you go. So as I said, really not an expensive razor. That was a very nice first pass. There was a touch of blade feel on there, but it was pretty smooth, pretty nice. It felt kind of mild, but with just a little bit of blade feel there, just lurking. So now we'll try the Grande with the open comb. They both have essentially the same weight. They are, let me just check, I've got it written down, 66 grams. They are a brass construction and they both have a hollow handle. And the handle length is 78 millimeters. And the overall height of the razor is 87 millimeters. So there we are, you can see it in my hand. It is a slightly shorter razor length or handle length. Now I'm just trying to find that perfect angle. I'm sitting a little bit back on the head, trying to find it. From the Fatip website, it says it recommends you use a mild blade, which is why I used the Gillette 7 o'clock black today. It recommends using a good oil or a pre-shave, and it is particularly suitable for thick and stiff hair. So a heavy growth, in other words. Now, again, I am trying to use it with as light a hand as possible. I would say there is a touch more blade feel at the moment, just very slightly. But I would say that there's not a dramatic difference between the two. I think the Gentile is, let me just wipe the soap off my shirt there. I think the Gentile is a little smoother. So very slightly smoother, very slightly less blade feel on the Gentile. But I feel that was a nice first pass, both sides, so there we go. I would say that, yeah, I would say that the Gentile has taken a little bit more hair. There we are, just move this soap around the bowl just because it's been sat a while. Do you know, guys, I've never quite found the perfect bowl for me. Not quite. This one I've got from the Pereira Shaving Company is very good, but I find that the soap really gets stuck in between the little ridges and bubbles on the bottom. Actually, I think the best bowl I used was the Saponificio Veracino bowl that I was loaned by Mal. That was quite a while ago now. I've nearly forgotten about that one. If that came with a handle rather than a sort of pedestal style, that would be superb for me, because I do like to put my thumb through something like that. just one of those little foibles. There we are, that will do. We're going in again, make sure I've got the right one this time for both sides. So we've picked up the Gentile again. I wonder if it's Gentile or Gentile. Probably Gentile, I imagine. So here we go now. As it's the second pass, I'm not getting hardly any blade feel at all. But I can feel in here and maybe you can, that it's really picking up the hair and shaving it away. So again, I'm trying to be just a really light hand here. It may be that I revise my first opinion of this razor by the end of this show, because so far it is feeling fantastic. And just every now and again I just hit that angle spot on, you can feel it straight away. So I would say the window for that is you know, it's quite a small moment, but either side of it is still a nice shave. Now back to the Grande. Well, again, not too much difference between them. Second pass again, so there is not very much blade feel at all. Again, I'm just trying to use it very, very gently. But so far, I would not say that there was a massive difference between them. You know, when I first got this Fatip Grande, I used to really like it. I said it would be a daily shaver for me. And then I went off it for a while. And I found it a little bit aggressive, and perhaps the secret is what I'm finding in today's shave is to be really light with your hand. They are a nice weight at 66 grams. As I said, they are a brass construction. You can have various platings. These are both nickel. It is a hollow handle, but it is a very nicely balanced little razor. The soap has got plenty of slickness. And again, I would say the Gentile is the closer shave. Yeah, definitely. So now the final pass will be the decider. The Gentile is just in the lead at the moment, I feel, on all counts. But as I say, there's not too much difference between them in the way they feel during the shave. I've got plenty of soap in here, guys. I'm finding that my little, I'll just check this. Yeah, my little quarter teaspoon measure gives me absolutely plenty of soap for a shave. Aha, got the old specs. Just do that so I don't have to shave my earlobes again. Right, here we go. This will be the telling pass against the grain. Now before I start, I can feel I've got, you know when you're having a close shave and you put the soap on and it feels a little bit like razor burn, just very, very slightly. You feel you've had a close shave, let's put it that way, because it's not razor burn, but you know what I mean. Now here we go, let's try and get this angle just spot on. And again, I've got a little bit of blade feel. Not very much, but more than the first pass, because I'm going against the grain now, rather than with the grain. You can hear, perhaps, the razor is singing and working quite well. And I'm finding it not so comfortable as other razors I've used, which is why I'm doing a particularly short stroke on the neck. There's not much blade feel. You could certainly buff with this razor. I can go against the grain on my cheek with no problem. And there we are. That feels like a very close shave. Quite comfortable. Now let's see with the Grande this side. or against the grain. Now for me, this is not as comfortable on this side with the Grande. I wouldn't say there was a vast amount in it, but particularly on that part there, we lapsed into the discomfort a little bit. We lapsed into that area. Again, we're not getting a lot of blade feel. Yeah, that's uncomfortable. If I blow my cheek out, that was uncomfortable. But like this is fine. Straight over to that side, didn't I, just for a moment. There we are, there's the two razors. Let's stand them up next to each other. There we are, they stand on their handles, which I rather like. They both have this sort of, reminds me of the column on an old building, maybe in Athens or something like that. Now, the soap is lovely and slick. I missed a little bit up there on both sides. Well, I haven't missed it, I've shaved it, but there is a little bit left. On the Grande side, it's definitely a little bit longer, the hair, than on the Gentile side. I'm not quite BBS, but I am really nearly BBS. It's that bit there and that bit just there that I seem to usually, that's a really difficult bit for me. I tend not to go to any particular length to get that down there. Anyway, that was a good shave from both of them. I would say that there is not a huge difference between them, but the Gentile is the milder shave. Very, very nice indeed. I would say that, let's use a Muller R89 as a comparison. I feel it's a more effective shave than the Muller R89, and perhaps just a hair's breadth more aggressive, the Gentile. But I tell you what, that's a fantastic shave. So there we are, for about £20. That is a very, very nice little razor. Good shave. I can feel on my face now that a little bit of soreness. I'm going to use the alum, but I've got a little more soreness down this side than I have this side. So that just shows there is a little bit of difference. Looking for my Allen. Here it is on the sink. Where else? Oh yeah, there's a bit of right in that area there where I said it was a little bit uncomfortable. A good sting going on there. So really I would say I've got some stinging going down here. So, you know, that's a sign of a very close shave, isn't it? And I've the same in this area, but it stings more. So I've had perhaps a closer shave on this side of my face. I think so. So now, the aftershave I'm going to use today we'll go with the soap. It's a brilliant aftershave because it's a bergamot and neroli, and of course the two main ingredients of Club Cola are bergamot and neroli. I did have the Club Cola aftershave balm. That is a very nice product, but I've used that up. But thankfully I have this Dupa Baba Jiang Feng Sing, and it's excellent. I really like it. It says Bergamotto, Pompelmo, I don't know what that is, Rose, Neroli, Pesca and Musk. So, but this will go very nicely with the Club Cola today. Oh, it's beautiful, man. Beautiful. And there we are. That is a fantastic. Do you know when my face calms down, it'll be practically BBS. It's a fantastic shave I've had today with both razors actually, but I wasn't sure about the Testina Gentile on my first shave, and it just goes to show that you need, you know, a couple of shaves with a new razor just to really dial it in. That's a good razor, as is that one. Now, take care of yourselves. I will see you shortly. Be well, and thanks for joining me today in the den. Take care now. Bye bye.